The Rainier Cup is sponsored by the Rainier Brewing Company.
Already we have a problem. The whole set Miss Mazda went dead in the water right in front of the start-finish line and has restarted now. For a minute there I thought we were going to have a whole lot of problems as far as a hazard right on the starting track. Well, the hunting continues. And Tom DeEath is watching Chip from behind. Chip is watching Scott. Scott is looking at both of them from his rear view mirrors. In the meantime, the Winston Eagle is taking it down to the south turn where everybody will more than likely mill and join the Winston Eagle and Larry Lauterbach down that way. Seems that everybody likes to go to the south end of the course.
Seems that way.
Mike, when does Pietros have to get off the course?
Pietros must trail if all of the 6 boats start, so she can come around and she has to stay behind them, Wayne, until they all cross the line. If anybody's dead at the 1-minute gun, of course, she can make a legal start.
All right, Larry Lauterbach doing some cutting now through the infield and coming over to really get him back of the pack by an entire half a lap, but we still have now exactly a minute till the start.
Now, Larry is actually not off position. He kind of likes to come on with a lot of throttle, Steve.
Yes, he does. But you know, traditionally, everyone's been right around that first turn at the 1-minute gun. They're a little farther this time.
Actually, Larry's in pretty doggone good position, as a matter of fact, because he's got some speed and he's got some distance to work with. The other guys are all bunching again once more. Tom DeEath will come down very slowly on the inside lane. Chip is back on the throttle. Scotty is staying up in the thick of it as well, ahead of the rest of them. So is George and the Oh Boy Oh Bird OKUBE, and it appears the whole set Miss Mazda is okay and mechanically sound, although she quit right out here on the front chute there about 3 minutes before the start. All right, everybody's starting to come up on speed. 15 seconds left on the clock. Inside's going to be the Bud. Second lane is going to go to the Winston Eagle. Chip will be in the third lane. Scotty will be in lane 4. George, the Oh Boy Alberto KUBE in 5. On the outside will be the whole set Miss Mazda. Good start. They're going to be right on it. A perfect start for this whole fleet. And this is for the Rainier Cup. And down into the first turn, Chip Hanauer seems to have the pace on them with the Budweiser on the inside.
Good to me.
A very nice corner for Chip Hanauer and the Miss Circus Circus, but the Budweiser's right in there too. A little bit of a pinching going on at the exit pin. Miss Budweiser on the inside, Circus Circus on the outside. Bud gets loose, hooks just a little bit. They're about a quarter way down the back chute. We got a drag race.
Prince went by the Larry Lauterbach boat, so Mr. Pringles is third now, Lauterbach fourth on the backside.
All right, we've got him pulling right into that north turn where the wind is pretty miserable and the chop is pretty bad. Chip is staying tight in on the Budweiser, making him work for the corner. Very tight corner, side by side they come off. And the crowd loves it. Down to finish lap number 1, it'll be Chip Hanauer with a slight margin to speed, 134.5 to 131 for the Budweiser, and they stay right on it. As they go down to the lower corner, both boats getting loose. Chip's boat comes completely out of the water there. They go through the lower corner. Oh, very, very nice turn by Chip Hanauer. He is keeping the Budweiser in the shadow of the Rooster Tail. There you see the margin. Approximately 5 boat lengths, less than a second's differential. And Chip Hanauer on the back chute.
Great acceleration on the surface.
And he is getting a nice ride down that straightaway. The Budweiser is staying with him, though. Tom DeEath knows he's got his hands full now, and he's going to have to work to win this one. Chip Hanauer gets a great corner and starts to shut the door on Tom DeEath in that turn. Tightens up his turn and will come down to lead lap number 2. Out front once more. Speed for the Circus Circus, 130.5, 129.4 for the Budweiser. Third place remains Scott Pierce. Fourth place, the whole set Miss Mazda. Fifth, the Winston Eagle. And in 6th place overall and trailing back in the field.
Let's see if Chip shuts the door now. He's got room. He sure did.
Yes, he closed the door on him again, and he got additional margin on him here on lap number 3. The Oh Boy Alberto Miss KUBE is in 5th place, the last of the boats running. Down the back chute, Chip Hanauer in the Miss Circus Circus. The consensus here, definitely among the broadcast crew, for a win out here. The one that Todd Yarling likes, and he's getting an awfully good ride, Todd.
Well, he is. It's surprising how tight he's able to hold the buoys. He got right in there and closed the door on the Budweiser just the way you're supposed to do when you're out here racing.
Definitely has. And Bud is getting into the slop and having a rough time out of the corner. Chip seems to get over the top of it. 127.8 for lap number 3. The Budweiser's not giving up. The pressure's still on. Tom Deeth in second place.
Chip's crew has got to be on the radio, Mike, saying you've got maybe, 300-400 yards. You got to go ahead and just, let up a little.
The Budweiser's got some kind of a problem. We see something with respect to the back end of it, the possibility we're looking at. It looked as though there was something on the side of the fairing as it came by here. Wasn't quite sure. But in the meantime, here's a battle. The Oh Boy Oberto KUBE is going after the Winston Eagle, which doesn't seem to have enough power to stay away from her. As they finish this lap at 106 for the Winston and 107 for the Bud, she is definitely, or for the Oberto rather, she's definitely trying after him. Lap number 4 about to end, and look at the slop up in that turn as the Miss Circus comes off the corner. And here's the real dogfight for third and fourth now, and the Oh Boy Oberto Miss KUBE goes by the Winston Eagle on the outside.
Looks like the Winston may have overheating problems again.
Could well be. Chip Hanauer at 121.6 now is still your leader. Miss Budweiser passes us again. Let's take a look at the outside of that, the right fairing of the Miss Budweiser. Appears to be something on there that is a little confusing.
They've lost some equipment. It looks like that right upright fin is either cracked or part of it is blown away. Maybe it got washed off of there when they got behind Chip.
There, yes it is. That's exactly right. That's what it looked like to me too. And you can see it very closely there. Well, Chip Hanauer is on the checkered flag lap, and it looks like Mr. Hanauer, despite that school bus he's driving, is going to wind up winning this Rainier Cup.
We smelled the fish story, and it was right.
You better know it. This guy's a master fish vendor and keeps a straight face all the way through the sale. And he's got a quarter lap to go, and Chip Hanauer in the Circus will win. Off the turn, 1,000 feet from the line. The winner of the 1989 Seafair Rainier Cup, and a popular win it is, Chip Hanauer and Miss Circus. Second place, Tom Deeth and the injured Miss Budweiser. Last lap for the Circus, 120.6. Last lap for the Bud, 119.3.
Even on this water, that's extremely respectable.
Surely is. Mr. Pringles will take third place, but more importantly, Mr. Pringles will come home right side up for the first time in a long time. Congratulations to Scott Pierce. And there you see the damage. Both the tail cone as well as the right fairing is all battered up on the Miss Budweiser. Fourth place overall, Holset Miss Mazda, a fine performance for the Madison boys. Fifth place overall in a boat that worked harder than anybody out here, Oh Boy Oberto KUBE and George Woods. And bringing up the rear, a boat that thought he'd do better out here, but one that was just lucky to make it into the final. And that is the Winston Eagle pounding on the slop as she comes down with Larry Lauterbach.
Very obvious boat's down on power.
John Yarling sitting here next to me, convincing win for Chip Hanauer.
Boy, it was. The Circus really looked good. I noticed Budweiser and Tommy Deeth. Noticed the rooster tail start falling on it about the second lap, so apparently he had some mechanical problems as well as just aerodynamic problems.
All right, what we're going to do is have one of our camera folks, and probably Steve or Ron, keep your eyes on Bernie Little. He may go running to the Unlimited Commission and say, hey, wait a minute, we got cut off in a turn, we got washed down, we had water thrown at us and it knocked our stabilizer away. I don't know. They may have something to say, or they may simply say they finished second and they'll come back another day.
Well, Tom Deeth had something to say as they passed the front chute here. He and Chip Hanauer side by side. He waved from the cockpit, just said, congratulations, Chip, nice boat race.
All right. It's the way it should be, and we'll see if anybody has anything. In racing, there's a sign goes up on the board, inquiry, and of course in this racing, you have to go and protest to somebody. Whether that'll happen or not, we don't know. But we'll keep our eye on the Bud Pit and Bernie and see what he has to say. But all eyes are on the Circus Pit right now as Chip Hanauer wins it, the Rainier Cup, with two more big ones to go. And of course, his race, that of course the Gold Cup, still to go. There's the damage. We saw it torn away. Warren, our floor director here in the pit with me, we're about 35 feet up over the pits. He noticed it first of all, and you can see it. All you're seeing is some tube metal there, and of course the stabilizer on that right-hand side, the upright's blown away. It's gone, sheared off. What would do that, Todd? A blast of water would do that?
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit of rooster tail will do it. I had a little bit of rooster tail on me, and it just tore the whole wing off. So there's a lot of pressure in those tails.
Well, I'll tell you something. There's the Circus. They're going to take a little publicity run. Let the photographers get a little extra. All the clowns in the pink and white shirts are on the dock standing down there. I don't mean the clowns on the crew. I mean the clowns that actually run around with clown suits on, representing the Circus
Well, Wayne, as you know, this is a major comeback for this gentleman. Chip Hanauer and his crew, and Dave Dilwalk and all the guys who had to literally put this boat back together twice after they had to give up on their major boat, their number one boat, which is so much faster than this one. This has got to be just a very, very, very important win, and a very pleasing one to them.
Circus pulling in to their finger pier. Steve Rabel will be on, nearby, or on top of that boat as it gets back home. And Chip shuts her down, and he'll coast in the rest of the way. While the Circus is coming to land, let's check in at the Bud Camp.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Bernie Little and Tom Deep just coming onto the pier right now. There's extensive damage to the boat. Let's see if we can get Tom's comment. Tom, what happened out there?
Huh?
What happened out there?
Oh, the fans saw a great boat race, and Budweiser was involved in it, and we did the best we could.
The damage to the boat, how did it occur, you know?
That happened in the second corner up there, on the first and second corner of the second lap. Chip just pinched me in really tight and put the fire out a little bit, and then I'm sure the water from his skid fin and his rooster tail did that to me.
Fair race all the way, you think? Or?
Well, that's officials have to call that. It's not my decision.
All right, Bernie, what's your opinion about this race?
I couldn't see what happened. It's just a wall of water, and it was a good race, and I'm sure the fans enjoyed it. Miss Budweiser will be back in a couple weeks.
All right, Bernie Little and Tom DeEath, the second place finishers today, Wayne.
Yo, Bernie Little and yo, Tom Deef. All right, nice going. Todd's sitting there laughing too, because you're never sure what's going to come out of Bernie's mouth. And this time he says, nice race. And of course, Tom says, what can I tell you? The officials will call it. Look at Chip. Look at this clowning at the Circus. He loves it. He's been boat racing since he was a kid, and he loves it, doing a little boogaloo or whatever. Look, he says, I told you. He's doing a little Mike Tyson now, a little Muhammad Ali standing out there on that boat, getting all the publicity in the world for Circus, and I'm sure the sponsors love just that.
Wayne, let me tell you, there was absolutely no illegalities in that heat. We have Mike Noonan right here. Mike, everything was okay?
Oh, everything was great. There was the first two laps were just perfect racing with the two boats, Chip Leave and Tommy Elaine. Tommy was in there. There was an awful lot of water in turns 1 and 2 from our guy in the air, and he did leave him room there, and Tommy just kind of gets over a little bit, and there's a lot of water coming off that skid fin. You look at the distance out from the buoy line, there's a lot of room in there.
At least 2.5 lanes.
Plenty of room. It was a perfect race, and I haven't seen the first turn, but my referee, Paul McKee up there, said that that's what you call a picture-perfect first turn with 6 boats going through there. Everybody did a great job.
It was a picture-perfect start as well, and this guy really handled his race boat today.
That's correct. I called the start good just by visual on my own, just from experience, calling it by watching the clock, and I went back and watched the tape, and there was about one boat length back on the start. Chip was about 1 boat length back, so it was a perfect start, a perfect race, and a really perfect day.
Okay, Mike Noonan, thank you very kindly, sir. No problem. That was plenty legal. No protest.